Bucher, for those of you who do not know, planned this function. She called me up a few months ago. We talked about this very function. She said, Damian, you have a couple of very important jobs to do on our Thursday night after our important awards are given. You have to make these people laugh and have a good time. You guys ready for that? Yeah. Thank you. Then she said, you've got to make a point. I said, why do you want that? She said, you've got to deliver some kind of a message so that we can justify you as a business expense for our tax purposes. So anyway, we're going to mostly have a good time, but we're also going to try and drop in a couple of points along the way. It's important you understand I am not a motivational speaker. I'm a business humorist. I wouldn't want to be a motivational speaker because I've been around for 42 years. I've been working since I was 8 years old. And you know what I've discovered? There are some people that are downright unmotivatable. So we're mostly going to have a good time. You're saying, how does a person get into your line of work, Damian? Every year we have these professional talkers come in here. How does a guy get into this line of work? So I'm going to tell you a little story of opportunity. It's important during this terrible recession you be inspired. You can go home and tell your kids and grandkids there are opportunities out there, folks, recession or no recession. Because we know there's a recession on, it's really bad. People are selling bottles of water for $2.25. I was at a hotel a couple of months ago, bottle of water, $2.25, bottle of beer, $3.25, easiest dollar I ever spent in my life. So here's your story of opportunity and inspiration, ladies and gentlemen. I got in this line of work because I won a Halloween costume contest dressed up as Bill Clinton in 1993. Yeah. I was selling lighting fixtures in Southern California on Halloween. My buddy, my coworker says, what are we going to be for Halloween? I said, you're going to be a Secret Service man. I'm going to be Bill Clinton. My whole life I've been able to imitate people. When I was a little boy, I could imitate the teachers at school, the principals, even the nuns at catechism. We got any Catholics in the room? If you can imitate a nun when you're 7 years old, you got talent, ladies and gentlemen. You think it takes a lot of talent to catch a 5-inch fish? Try imitating a nun when you're a 7-year-old boy. So I'm a very Catholic background. For those of you that aren't familiar, Catholics, similar to Lutherans, but more guilty when they drink. Kind of like Amish, but we did have electricity. My parents were very Catholic people. My dad actually was a monk in a Catholic monastery as a young man. Spent 2 years as a monk. He dropped out of the monastery, became a father the old-fashioned way. I'll slow down. And speaking of becoming a father the old-fashioned way, I'm ninth. Anybody from a big family? That's where the sense of humor comes from. You can relate to this. When you're the youngest kid in a big family, you got to be funny or ain't nobody going to pay attention to you. I could make people laugh. I could imitate people. I'll tell you about being from a big family. A lot of people don't even understand this nowadays with our families of 2 children. I slept in the corner of my parents' bedroom in a crib until I was 6. And people say, that's too bad. I say, ultimately, sharing the bedroom with a hyperactive 6-year-old was a very positive development for our family. There's a reason there's not a 10, 11, and 12. So that's how I was raised. That's my background. Yes, I was funny. I could imitate people. Bill Clinton comes along. I looked like Bill Clinton. I had the same voice as Bill Clinton through years of not inhaling. Just like Bill Clinton, I was dating a 23-year-old girl at the time. And so on Halloween night 1993, living in San Diego, California, we found a nightclub in Pacific Beach where they had $500 of costume contest money on the line. $500 for best Halloween costume. People were out the door, down the sidewalk of Moose McGillicuddy's nightclub, bar, and grill in Pacific Beach, and everyone is decked out in costume. So I come along with my Secret Service man, and I've got on fat padding, makeup to age myself, a charcoal suit, gray hair, and I start talking to people saying, how y'all doing?